All right. So for everyone that does convert over to this one, pretty much I tried to pause the screen, and that did not happen. It pretty much ended the live. So that's what's going on. So this is considered part two of the previous one. So um, we'll kind of go from there. Can everyone hear me? Okay. All right, that's good. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me. So we can go from there. I have no idea what the last few questions that were asked were. So if you, uh, we can hear you in the Netherlands. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for watching. Um, so I don't remember what question I was answering there, because I went frantically trying to fix my live, but um, yeah, I think that in a nutshell, the last video is don't allow like your emotions to get into your portfolio. Your portfolio is no place for your emotions. It doesn't care. And I know you can have your favorites and certainly be heavily invested on your favorites. You know, especially if you've done the research, but do not ignore trends or ignore adjustments, and do not ignore innovation and changes, because it can cost you a lot of money because you want to play favoritism or invest with your emotions in the market. So just kind of keep that in mind. I wanted to do an hour for tonight. So I have about 15 more minutes I'm going to be on here. So if you have any questions or concerns, Shiba to the moon. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah. Well, especially after I buy it, then to the moon. Because if it does like another 100% before I'm ready, I'm going to be upset. Probably a decent amount of margin, 2.5%. Where would I put it? Um, thanks for the hard work. Yeah, no problem. Um, I mean, I'm liking the well, like I say, I have a margin in most things, but I like the tech industry now. So, and it's one of the areas I'm looking to expand in, just pretty much for the next 5-10 years. So, um, I think that because I don't have like a concrete answer on like some of the new projects that I'm going to double down on, but um, definitely in general, definitely the tech industry is where I'm looking at. Um, I'm finalizing some ideas before I put them out there in my statement that I'm going to release tomorrow, but certainly the tech. What's going on with the real estate project? So pretty much my property is in Ocala, Florida. That's pretty much where it's located. I live in Atlanta, and when lumber and everything started going through the roof as far as last year, the contracts and all the plans got adjusted to reflect some of the materials that have obviously hadn't been ordered yet. So that got put on hold, and now my builder is actually up here working on one of the bridges for the interstate. So that is going to be delayed probably like another month or so. But as far as for, I don't know which one of the videos, if you watch both of the videos I've done there. So I've got the updated surveillance, and I have the contracts and everything to have it cleared out that I want, and the new zoning as well to put the additional homes there. So that's all done. But as far as for the and work out the water situation as well, if you watch the second video. But as far as for actually breaking ground, that's on pause for right now. Why Doge loan moving up so fast? I need to look into Doge loan, but Doge line, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. But when you have like these new catalysts and they're relatively new, that's typically, even if you don't care about the coin, that's typically how you make the most money. You get on there when it's, I'm gonna put it on my list to look up here. I think I have, yeah, I have it already. But when it's new, that's typically how you make the most money. You can get in there and you literally do a crapshoot. I have $100 here. Hopefully, I get like 1,000,000% return. I don't know what the price of it is now, but if it has, 10 zeros in front of it or whatever, I can get 1,000,000% return and turn this $100, $1,000 into a fortune. So you have like these catalysts. It has the marketing. That's why you create your coin. You name it after another popular coin. It stands out now in the market, grabs the attention. You make some account, get some YouTubers to mention it, then boom. So, it's a nice recipe that they have going on right now. So I have to look at it before I can speak with great certainty. But as far as for a catalyst for it moving, that's typically it. Before if you can get in before it has mainstream access, you can make a lot of money. That's been proven several times this year. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can find the form to purchase. Because I know you can. My SafeMoon, you have to do some converting, but mine is on Coinbase. But I'll put the way to purchase them in my statement for tomorrow. But mine are on Coinbase. What would Shea's market cap need to be for it to reach 1 cent? I did the math in my She 1 cent Doge $1 video, but I want to say about like 400 trillion or something like that, 400 trillion, something like that, somewhere in that range. As it stands now, that would be like mathematically impossible. So, but if they burn enough coins, and we have like the utility there, it's possible that you can have like that catalyst to kind of push the coins up. But if you are looking at something like where it has the same amount of coins that it has right now, and you say, okay, we're going to pump this to 1 cent, that'll be extremely difficult, because you're talking about something like, again, the entire crypto market is like $2.1 trillion roughly. For Shiba to be 300 trillion, to have a 300 trillion market cap, what happens to the rest of the cryptos? Or, if Shiba's market cap is 300 trillion, what's Bitcoin's market cap? So you kind of, I know we focus on our investments, but you kind of got to put the whole thing into context. But as of right now, highly unlikely. But if they burn enough and get the catalyst, if they can get those numbers down, we can certainly see it. The odds are never zero, but mathematically, it doesn't make sense right now. AMC will start accepting Shiba's payment. That Robinhood will be listing the Shiba to their platform. Yeah, those are both great catalysts to pump Shiba up to even higher highs. Yeah, I've seen Adam start the poll on his account today for Shiba. So I don't know. I have to check to see what the current numbers were. But last time I looked, it was like 70,000 votes or something like that. So it's certainly, I believe, I don't know if I forget how many Doge had, but up until that point, Doge was the number one poll that he had done. So we'll see how the community shows up for him, and what shows up for Shiba at least. Tesla's doing great. I'm still long Tesla. Have been long Tesla for. This is one of the first things I started talking about this year. Love Tesla. I do expect a pullback, but within the next year or so, we can expect Tesla to be $1,600, $1,700. Like, it's not. Tesla is going places. Don't sleep on Tesla. They may do another split again. I don't know. I think last year they did a 4-to-1 split. A lot of companies, Apple does it too. A lot of companies do that to get their to make it more accessible and stuff like that. So you can probably expect another split, but overall, it's not going to matter. But yeah, don't sleep on Tesla. Tesla has been paying people more ways than one. Do I think Ethereum will go back to 2K like it was in August of this year? Maybe not. I mean, because I do believe that we'll see a massive correction in the crypto market, but I don't think it'll be. It's hard for me to make a case that'll happen this year. I do think we'll see one probably like in the next 6 months or so, but it's hard for me to make a case for it this year. But it's certainly not out of the realm because I have some numbers for that I believe Bitcoin are going to hit that have people scratching their heads. So 2K is definitely not out of the realm, but I just don't think it'll be this year. Charge point, I don't know enough about it to speak on it. Support levels I have for Doge. We have strong support at 25 cents, a little bit at around 20, and we have astronomical support anywhere in the teens, like 19, especially we had that bounce off of 16, 15, 16. So anywhere in the teens, but 25 cents seems to be a point that we felt comfortable, or at least as far as for demand and buying and selling pressure, that would seem like it would be a great consolidation point. The rest of like the teens and stuff like that, we will bounce in and out because at some point people just believe that, and I agree that it was undervalued when it was in the teens. So great resistant points are like the 25 cents. Great buys, I believe, are in the teens. Because I believe that even if you hate Dogecoin and you think it's absolutely trash, if you buy in the teens, typically you're going to be able to turn a profit like within the next 48 hours. So I think the teens are absolutely incredible opportunities. Top 10 cryptocurrencies. Some of you got the Google, but mostly last time I looked, it was definitely Shiba and Doge were in there, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, like Polkadot and stuff like that. You can just Google it though, and it'll kind of give you like a great breakdown. I don't know if you're asking for my top 10, but top 10 in general, you just Google like top 10 cryptocurrency market cap or something like that, and it'll give you an idea. Let's see. We got to hit like that again. Okay, Chris W. Let's see here. Ready to put a good amount into what's that? Alchemy Pay. Any thoughts? Been holding a few million Doge, trying to figure out where to take profits and how much. Thanks for the great work. Thank you, Chris, for the $20 super chat. You have a few million Doge, trying to figure out to where to take profits and when. As far as for taking profits in general, I would typically, for me, what I do, and this is whether or not I'm long or short term. If it's on a climb, typically I like to move in like 20% intervals. And if I'm skeptical about it, I like to hedge with about 2%, which is pretty much trailing relatively close to any of the moving assets. So as of right now, I don't know what your entry point is, but if I'm taking profits like 20%, even just in general as far as a profit, that's typically like a minimum for me, especially if I believe that I'm bullish on something or if I'm long term on something. 50 to 100% obviously is those are like my sweet spots, and that's kind of keeps me out of trouble from being over speculative and having to catch a falling knife pretty much. But I don't know where your profit margins are, but for me, I would say anything over 20%, you can start hedging your way out if you're not long term. If you're waiting to see as far as the next leg up, obviously you hold and you can only take out what you need. But if you have a great entry point and you actually need some of the money, you can do so in like 20%, 10% intervals if you need the money. But if you don't, I say at least 20% profit, start taking profit, and you can kind of um, hedge it out from there if it starts to correct or if you're not long term. I could better answer it if I knew if you're a long term and your entry, but overall, in a nutshell, that's how I would handle it. How high do you see Shiba going mathematically by April? Um, I have no idea because I know that they have a lot of the burn catalyst going on. I don't know if AMC is going to accept it. I don't know um, any of the new catalysts going, but typically speaking, when you have outside of a consolidation, um, Shiba's will so by April Shiba's run as far as for their initial leg up, like the first leg up on the well flow chart, it should be completed by April. So um, you there's no way I know of that you can predict like an institutional investment and FOMO coming in there and driving a coin. And especially if you're burning on the other side of that as well. I don't know how you can predict that to get an estimate, but I can say that I don't believe the institutions have poured in just yet. So that leaves a lot of gains to be made. So um, if we keep trending sideways, I haven't looked at it in like the last couple of hours, but if we trade sideways and get like a great resistance point, it should be a great entry because a lot of those prices that we've seen this year, you may not see them ever again. So don't let fear kind of paralyze you. Analysis paralysis is real. So be smart, but sometimes you definitely got to pull the trigger as well, especially if you're in a bull run. Well, before if you're anticipating a bull run, definitely be strategic. Yes, Tesla. Yes, we think he's going to do another split on Tesla. More than likely. I know like a lot of companies when they do like 1,000 range, especially like Apple and stuff like that, you don't want your stock to be too heavy, especially if it's going to be included in indexes, as far as for how they weigh them and allocate your split to put in there. So typically, um, you don't want your stock to necessarily be like $1,000, $3,000. I know Amazon can do that, but typically to be more, if you're saying, okay, I want my stock to be more accessible, then you just do a reverse split. And it doesn't necessarily affect the value or anything like that, but you can have technically a whole share of Tesla for like if he splits it now, it'll be like $250. And that also allows people to um, get in on options as well. Because I looked at an option today on Tesla. I was looking at some what was it? I think it was like $1,200 options and stuff like that for 2024, and they were $31,000 for one contract. So, those prices, it has an effect as far as for access and getting people to participate in them. So, I believe it's very likely that they'll do another one, especially if it maintains that $1,000 level like it is now. Last time I looked, it was a little over 1,100. So, I can certainly say that's not out of the realm of possibility. Let's see. Yolanda, thank you. What percentage depth should I get in on a stock or crypto? Great question. It depends as far as for are you already in there or not. And I mentioned this in one of my other videos. I see Ryan. Can I borrow 10K? 10K, Ryan. Is that all you need? Is 10K? All right, send me the details. What percentage depth should I get in on crypto? So as far as for buying it, if you're already in, I know that there's a phrase going around saying buy the dip, buy the dip. For me, and just for giving yourself the most amount of leverage, what you don't want to chase the current price. So I would say always get interested or start looking at around like the 8 to 10% at least. So this way, especially if you're short term or if you're going to need the money relatively soon, if you're not like 5 or 10 years in there, consider that range below whatever the support line as far as for it dipping down. So that way you're not chasing the current average. And anytime you're not in the red most of the time, because what happens is if it's dipping 2% or something like that, or if you're always buying the dip wherever it is and not being strategic, you're always going to be borderline in the red or losing money. So the only time you'll be in the green really is on a bull run. And that's what gets a lot of people stuck. So if you have that leverage there and something came up, or if you needed the money for whatever reason, it gives you the opportunity to have like that breathing room. And buying the dip is certainly a great strategy to increase your position. You just have to do it right. And I believe a lot of people do it wrong. And that's how I like to buy the dip. And maybe I should make a video on it. But I believe those percentages at least will give you the greatest amount of leverage. So I think it'll be beneficial for you to adapt that range. I'm up 180%. Congrats, Sean. Hit the like button. Absolutely hit the like button. If you're new here and I've said anything of value, please consider subscribing. Robinhood would allow you to buy $5 million of Dogecoin now. Wow, I did not know that. Should I still buy SHIB? Yeah, I think SHIB still has a long way to go up. I believe we're in the first cycle still, and we're not quite even at the halfway through the phases yet. So it doesn't mean that we can't have a pullback, but I believe that as far as for that initial leg up, I don't believe that it's halfway through yet. Do I believe that Doge is following an algorithmic pattern? Check out Doge on weekly charts. Most of them have patterns because, again, the crypto market in general, what they do is, and the reason why the top 10 get so much institutional money is because they use the retail to gauge as far as we pretty much provide like a floor or a catalyst for them to inject money in. All of the institutions' money, they don't wing any of that. They're like, you can think that it's random that they inject money all at the same time at 3 a.m. No, that's all planned out. They know they have the numbers for injection and for when pulling money out. There's no, let's see what happens in here. So a lot of times, if you look at the charts, you'll see different patterns and stuff like that, and you'll be able to can't predict it because I do believe they're in all of our chat rooms and they watch certain YouTubers and stuff like that. So they can always adjust it, but you can get an idea of how it's going to go. But I do believe that Doge stocks, most of the market follows some type of predetermined path, because we've seen this with a lot of the stocks and stuff this year that they have complete control over pretty much which direction the stock goes. If they wanted to go up, they can pump it. If they wanted to go down, they can sell off. And if they don't have the shares, they can borrow it and still drop the price. So, wherever they wanted to go, they can. Like when it comes down to like algorithms and these institutions, they have pretty much control. So I do believe most of the market follows a predetermined path. And sometimes we come in and we cause disruption. And that's why I renamed the channel, and that's why I'm doing like my podcast and stuff like that. It's going to be called Disruption, because I believe that's what we are. We are the disruption and the anomaly to the market. So I believe that a lot of these algorithms and these predetermined paths that they have, they're going to have to adjust, because one thing they didn't count on was us. What do you think about the Dogecoin Mars coin? I put it in my notes from even like the first chat that I did today. It's possible that you can make some great money on there. Again, I'm always weary of anything with the Doge's name, just because I get the play that's coming on, but I haven't looked at it yet. But if you get it early enough, you can probably turn a decent profit, because again, community has the final say. So emotions aside, I'm gonna have to look at it and make a decision, and I'll post that tomorrow. But if you get in early enough, I don't imagine it's a relatively new coin. It's the first I've been hearing about it. So I think that you have an opportunity there to turn some numbers if you can grab some initially. Oh, I guess now. Bro, you're rolling on the info. Smash the like button. Let's pump this channel. I appreciate you, Sunken. Absolutely. Yeah, certainly. If you haven't yet, please like the video. I don't put out hype information a lot. So it's sometimes I've had a few videos trend, but typically they don't, because I'm not necessarily just pumping coins and saying to the moon and stuff like that. So as far as for the channel growing and getting YouTube's attention, that depends on pretty much you guys as far as for liking, sharing, and subbing to the channel. So I appreciate all of you for what you do. Hold on, my chat just refreshed. Sorry, I just pushed everything up. Make a video about buying the dip. Okay, I'll do that. I'll put it on here. I'll put it on my notes. Buying the dip video. And we'll go over that specifically. I will do that. Correct way to buy the dip. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, I'll make a video on buying the dip, and we can cover that. I think that'll, at least doing it the right way, will be beneficial. Let's see. Sorry, my chat is refreshing. I guess I was reading some old comments. My Doge entry point was 002, took less than 1% so far. If I don't need the money now, would you wait until a certain Doge price until taking 20% profit? Thanks. Yeah, I mean, if you don't need it, I mean, at 0.002, I feel the way that I do about my 2 cents entry into Doge. Like, it'll be outside of like Armageddon or like a war or something like that. I don't imagine you'll see red anytime soon. So, or ever. So, if you don't need the money, I would just say, have a certain number that you're looking for, probably like dollar amount, so that we don't have to worry about the percentage since you're so far in the green, and just go from there. Yeah, 0.002. Yeah, you're golden. So, just have like a certain dollar amount you want at a certain price point, and just pull out from there. Let's see. What's a good starting investment for SHIB for holding 50, 100, 200? I don't know if you're talking about dollars or millions in SHIB, but a good starting amount, pretty much you got to start where you can. You can't, especially if you're in coins, as far as for, especially in the crypto market, you have a much grander opportunity. As of right now, I believe there is more opportunity in the crypto market than there is in the stock market as far as for speed of growth. So, the most important thing is getting started and learning good habits, and, how to read charts, your entries, your exits, and stuff like that. That's going to be the most important thing as far as for learning now. So when you have like these catalysts that come out of nowhere, and you see these coins pumping 200-300%, you're going to be able to and having, pretty much have an entry and make an exit without getting, pretty much taken for a ride. So learning good habits and stuff like that. But if you're talking about dollar amounts, get in where you fit in. Mr. Bogues, thanks, David. Gotta go. Thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I only have Robinhood. You want to get some Shiba. Which crypto platform do you recommend you use? Coinbase. Coinbase. Yeah, I don't have an issue with Coinbase. Their fees are a little, but I don't have an issue with Coinbase. Should I 300 to invest in crypto? Should I start investing now or wait until January 2022? If you're, I'm assuming you should be at least try and plan out at least a year and ahead, especially with that kind of money. So um, the crypto market is booming, and we have cycles. So as far as for timing them, I wouldn't bother, because if you can wait at least a year or so, you're going to see an increase, especially if you invest in quality. So I do believe we're going to have some pullbacks in like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most of the top 10 that have been like really like pumping this year. But don't waiting can force you to miss out on some opportunities. I'm not sure which ones you're looking at, but with that 300K, I would certainly make sure you have some before you do like your speculative investments. If you invest in like the top three, because we're going to see 6-figure Bitcoin one day. Ethereum, I believe we're going to see it at 10K one day. So, if you're long term, then certainly make sure that you're hedging with those. I wouldn't try and like time the market or waiting until January, because the market, we get these explosive growths out of nowhere. So I believe that timing it can kind of hurt you if you're not careful. Or trying to time it, because you can't, can hurt you if you're not careful. Let's see here. When you give me this from Ryan, $10 super chat. When you give me the 10K, I'm sticking it all in BENE and fun. All right, there we go. I hold both of those positions, so there we go. You can pump it for me. Well, I guess technically I'd be pumping it, but we can pump it. So, if you have 10,000, any suggestions on portfolio allocation? I started last year. I'm trying to help my sister. Stock or crypto? Crypto, the same thing I just said. With the other gentleman with the 300K. I'd be hedging myself with some of the, like, especially like the top three: Bitcoin, Ethereum. Before you do any of your speculation, get in on those, because those are going to, despite the dips, despite what's going on in the economy, any bad press, whatever the case may be, those are going to be the catalyst, and that's going to lead the charge for the growth of the of the crypto market in general. So just make sure that you're putting at least 20-30% of that in Bitcoin, because that's literally going to hedge you from a lot of the things that's going on in the market. Because I know like a lot of these gains and some of the smaller ones are attractive, but trust me, you're going to want to hedge yourself, because these things change like the wind. So you'll be grateful in 5 or 10 years for owning Bitcoin. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. Ryan, you lose cannon. I might have it wrong, but what's your opinion on scalping? And scalping, personally, I hate it. Like I said, I may be wrong. I mean, look, I don't necessarily. I think you should be. You don't have to participate in every sector of trading or investment, but you just need to know how to do them. Because earlier this year, especially last year, I was definitely more so on trading, but you need to know how to do all of them, even if you're jumping around. And because even scalping, for me, I don't scalp that. Like, I've maybe done like a few times. Like if I was jumping on already, like, because I don't necessarily always. I recommend not jumping on bull runs, but if you see something that is going up astronomically and you don't care about it, or this is just money thing, you're not long term, whatever the case may be, then I've had positions where you jump in there for a few minutes or something like that, and it's up 8%, 10%, 20%, like that, my initial goal there, and you sell it. And there's nothing wrong with that approach, but it's just, you just got to make sure that you are that you just know how to do them, and that you have your numbers set. Because the biggest thing with scalping is going to be discipline. Because most people, and it happens to me, you jump in there and it's up 20%, and you're like, okay, I'm up, I hit my number, I should sell. And you're like, what if it hits 50%? and then 2 seconds later you're negative 8%. So you have to be disciplined in those positions. But um, there's no, I wouldn't say there's one that's right or wrong, but you have to. I think it's beneficial if you know how to participate in all the areas of strategies for investing. So because you never know what you may need to do to try and cover a loss or exit a position. So ADA, I believe in ADA long term. I hold them, so big fan of ADA. Gas prices got me waiting on my next token. Yeah, me too. Like, yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like I mentioned earlier, I like Exxon and Marathon Oil because I started buying Marathon. It was like $3, $2, $3 last year. So Exxon took a dip too, but Exxon pays amazing dividends. So, but yeah, gas is certainly skyrocketing even around here. David Leverett channel, can't thank you enough for the knowledge you provide. Just a quick question: is it too late to get into Tesla, SHIB, or DWAC? I'm long Tesla for sure. Tesla is nowhere near finished of any type of. It's not near anyway. Excuse me. It's not near any form of being finished or as a company or peaking. We may see a pullback into like the hundreds, maybe like the 800-900 range, but Tesla in itself is literally going to go to the moon. SHIB was in its first leg up, so I wouldn't say it's too late to get in SHIB either. DWAC is speculation because we don't know how that website is going to turn out. But if that website is going to be successful, which I believe it has a really good chance of being, DWAC can literally go to the moon, even more so than what we've seen now. So, but that is more, that's certainly speculation. SHIB, I do believe we're in the first cycle, and Tesla can certainly jump in. So, Tesla and SHIB, I say for sure. DWAC, if you are optimistic about the site and its functions and stuff like that, then I'd say you can jump in there as well. But it can certainly, it can certainly has a great chance as far as that working, and you can literally ride that train up. Coinbase, the Coinbase Pro, Coinbase, just the regular Coinbase. Which stock or crypto have you made the most profit from in the last 5 years? Crypto, my highest profit margin is, as of right now, is definitely Dogecoin for sure. The stock I've made the most from, probably Whiting Petroleum last year, just because I jumped in and out of it several times on like multiple platforms, but probably Whiting Petroleum. Thank you for answering my question. No problem. Crypto gives you more profits than stocks. Facts. So I can say thank you, no problem. I just want Doge to hit 40 cents. That's all I need. We're going to get there. How do you buy Shiba? Pain in the butt. You can buy Shiba on Webull. You can buy it on Coinbase. I'm not sure where you're located, but Shiba is actually one of the easier coins to buy. So it's on a lot of the major platforms. I have it on Webull and Coinbase. So, but yeah, Shiba's not. It hasn't been that difficult for me to buy, but I know it just depends on where you're located at as well. So, oh, and what? Yeah, New York. Yeah, I know New York has some funny rules. I'm not sure of all the litigation and stuff, but Coinbase and Webull for me has worked, but I'm not sure how what's allowed in New York or not. But I understand New York has its own limitations on there. Please always say it's not financial advice. Oh yeah. None of this is financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Just by all means, do what you want. Yeah, you're going to have to listen to anything I say. I'm probably going to create like one of those banners around here, for like just a guy on YouTube or something. So, but yeah, definitely not financial advice. Thank you. What's a good entry point for Ethereum? I'm going to, because I haven't bought any Ethereum in a while. I bought some Bitcoin more recently than Ethereum. I'll look at the charts and I'll include that in my notes for tomorrow. So I'm going to put it on my list here. And I'll get those numbers for you. Entry point. So just look in the community section if you're not a part of my email list. Tomorrow because I've already said I'm going to post it in the community section. So just check the community section on my channel and I'll have an update for you. Let's see. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, thank you. If you haven't yet, please consider liking the video and subscribing if you're not a part of the family just yet. I'm going to take a few more and then I'm going to head out. What platform is best for day trading? I like Weibo. Weibo is my favorite platform. I have Robinhood. I have E-Trade. I have Weibo. I have TD Ameritrade. Like I have many, but Weibo, just for like the information and the displays and the way that it presents like client pressure. And for me, I just like it. It's my favorite one. But I have, if you're trading, I'm not going to say it on YouTube, but if you're trading, you should have multiple platforms anyway for different reasons. So I'm not going to get into that now, but you should definitely have multiple platforms. So. Which metaverse stocks do you recommend? I don't have a recommended list just yet. I probably won't have it even tomorrow, but before Monday, so I'm probably going to cover that in my Discord on Sunday. So, but before Monday, I'll have kind of like a list, but I got to do some more research before I start speaking on those and giving out recommendations just yet. Meta Hero, don't have one. Lucid prediction, don't have one just yet. I haven't looked at it in a couple of weeks. I can put that one in the email for tomorrow. I'm gonna catch up. Lucid projections. You guys on it. I appreciate all the questions. Let's see, David, could you please get some insight on Facebook with the new change to Meta? Do you think that paired with the chips are going to be a huge catalyst? Yeah, Facebook's literally trying to reinvent themselves. I'm not going to underestimate Mark and say that he can't do it. He certainly has enough money and talent around him to reinvent himself. So these catalysts going forward, Facebook has changed the game in a number of ways. So I'd be foolish to count Mark out and say that this isn't going to be a huge success and he's not going to do it yet again. Because, I can't have an entrepreneur come into a space and create 5-10 revolutionary things and change social media forever. And then for whatever reason, because people are upset with him, I then decide that he's an idiot and that he can't be, he can't do it again. So I think this is, I think he knows what he's doing. I think this is going to be a success, and he has the opportunity to reinvent himself because a lot of people are displeased with Facebook for a number of reasons. So he recognized that and he's distancing himself from it. So very smart. But that can certainly be a catalyst as well. So absolutely. I'm scared of people liking Sheep more than Doge. Different coins can coexist in the same space. I think that you're going to have your initial cult following that people are not going to switch from. Like, again, we saw today that Microsoft overtook Apple as far as terms of value. And for some people, myself included, we may invest in Microsoft, but we're always going to feel that Apple is superior. And some people will absolutely never touch an Apple phone or iPhone or anything like that because they feel that Android is superior, and that's their preference, but they can both coexist. And doesn't necessarily mean one's success doesn't mean the other's demise. So I don't think that it's going to have like that kind of effect where if one is rallying, they all need to rally, or if one successful is going to cause the demise of another one. So how do I don't think I'm getting your emails anymore. You can email me at nofluff2021@gmail, or one of the links in my video. Normally I put it under there as far as for joining the email list, but you can email me directly at nofluff2021@gmail, and then I'll add you as well. Peace out. Good night. Sending all good vibes to all. Yeah, thank you, Sunken. I appreciate you. Can you go in and out of the same trades multiple times on Webull without getting flagged as a day trader? You're gonna there's a lot of variables when it comes to day trading, because you have like your T+2 and stuff like that, and whether or not the funds are cleared. You can certainly, if you're using the same money, then no. If the money is settled, then yes. I don't want to get too far into it, but so if you do, it does have the capability of giving you instant deposits. So if you put $1,000 in, you can immediately buy into a stock with $1,000, even though the funds aren't settled, similar to like what's going on in Robinhood. But if you sell that stock within 2 days, or your stocks or that money clearing is going to trigger what's called a good faith value or whatever. So you get 3 of those. Typically, your account will get deleted, but you can exit that position. And what happened is that you can exit that position, but then those funds will be unsettled. So you can't buy back into that position or even another position until those 2 days. So so basically what that means is you can put money in, you'll get instant credit for it. If it rallies or whatever, you can take profits. Even though you're going to have a strike against your account, you can take those profits, but you're not going to be able to reinvest again until those funds are settled. So hope that answers your question. Zendesk stock plummeted. I hadn't even heard that till now. I'll have to look into that, Robert. I have a comment on it. Let me see. I didn't know it had plummeted. So you guys gonna have me up all night catching up on different things. Thanks for doing the live streams. I enjoy listening to you and appreciate you giving us some time. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. No, I appreciate all of you. With that, I'm going to wrap up for tonight. But if you haven't yet, like the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, if I said anything of value, please consider liking subscribing to the channel as we close in on 40,000 subscribers. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you and have a good night.